All right, welcome to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 Valley TV. How you doing, Papa?
I'm raring and ready to go.
Raring and ready to go.
Rested. Didn't have to teach today.
Oh, good, good, good. We're losing our cover here, aren't we?
We might need a new one.
I think we're going to get one then.
Glue it.
We're going to have to glue it over the break, aren't we?
I'll spit on it.
I wanted to, or do you want to do this during Albertology? I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and give her credit, though. Miss Linda Long played your game. Folks, you can mail us a letter anytime. Use every letter of the alphabet to describe your community, Pottville and Bledsoe County. Or if you're in Dunlap, you can describe Sequatchie County. But try to use every letter of the alphabet if you can. I know that's not easy.
No, that's not easy.
Well, Miss Linda Long, she done it.
26 letters in the alphabet, and she got one word out of
She
all.
did. I'm impressed. And she is from right here in Pottville. She lives down on Birchwood. She lives on Birchwood Street. So thank you, Miss Linda. For A, awesome.
I like that.
For B, blessed. C, cheerful. D, delightful. E, example. F, flourishing.
The 1,000 new jobs. Way to go, Linda.
Yeah. G, generous. H, hospitality.
Hospitable.
Yeah.
Hospitable.
So the hospitality here is good, though. People are very nice, I think.
I think so, too.
Can't hardly say this. Indescribable.
All right.
I like that. J for joyful. K, kind. I agree with that.
I like that.
L, liberated.
Liberated.
M, majestic.
Boy, you're getting lofty there.
Yeah. N, neighborly. Definitely.
I like that. That's southern.
Definitely. O, opportunities. P, peaceful. Definitely.
Yeah, I like that, Linda.
Q, quality. R, radiant. Definitely.
I bet they're talking about you.
I would think so, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Linda. I'm not going to tell you, It won't hurt your feelings.
No.
S, shining.
Shiny.
T, thankful. U, upright.
Now, I hadn't thought about many U's, but upright, that's good.
Mm-hmm. There's not many U's to use, are there?
Not many. Hey, you just used one.
Yeah. V, valuable. W, wonderful.
All right.
X, extraordinary. Y, years.
What,
Z.
what was Y?
Y, years.
Okay.
Z, is that Zion?
Yeah.
Zion.
That's a word for Jerusalem.
Yeah, and she's
City of
even
God.
got a lot of biblical verses where these words are at.
There you go. There you go.
That's from Romans 1:26.
Way to go.
And she's describing the town of Pottville, Tennessee, all taken from the Bible, she put it.
Oh, she got all
Wow.
that down the Bible.
Yes.
Now that's very
Linda
unusual.
Swafford Long. Thanks for playing, Linda. Remember, guys, you can mail us your answers to P.O. Box 128, Pottville, Tennessee, or to P.O. Box 395, Pottville, Tennessee. And we will go over them on the show.
We'll acknowledge the receipt of them.
Definitely.
We'll mention you by name.
Absolutely. And you
that's
can
good
also
work.
go to our Facebook page and leave them there, too. I haven't checked it. So
Might have 10.
there probably is some. I need to check it. But thank you, Miss Linda Long.
Linda Long.
We got a fall bash coming up on October the 6th, part of the
That's next weekend.
fall festival coming up. But I wanted to say this to the radio listeners. This is for the Bledsoe Senior Center. It's called Fall Bash 2017. All proceeds go to fund your Bledsoe County privately owned senior center. It'll be from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Looks like they're going to have chili dogs, chips, drink, dessert, and that's going to be $6 a plate. They're going to have donations from Flowers Bakery, Coke products, and board members also made donations. So this is 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. October 6th, a week from today, at the Senior Center during Pikeville's Fall Festival, and they will deliver lunch if you live here in town.
And what are the hours it's available?
11 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the third time.
Well, I want to be sure people understood that.
I couldn't resist.
Here's
you
the
had
thing.
that coming, Papa.
Whap it too. Hey, listen, I ran into two people in McDonald's this morning. They said you don't let Billy give you any lip, bud. We'll take care. We'll take care of Billy. And listen.
Why did I get accused of that?
Listen. The thing about this is privately owned.
Yeah.
It is not bolstered by any government money.
Well, that's true.
And can you imagine? Well, I know you can imagine, but
The
just
cost.
stop to realize how long they've been operating strictly by working their tails off to be sure that there's some money in the coffers to pay the bills.
That's true.
And
that's
they're
not
doing
easy.
it. They're doing it.
Yeah, we need to give a shout out to Joel and Britt, doing a great job.
Well, there's some
Joanne. And we got a phone call, but we're not going to be able to take it. But
Good
thanks for
volunteer.
calling. We'll just have to pick it up and press it down. Sorry, folks. Can't answer the phone on the show right now. You'll probably have to let's go ahead and do that. Sorry about that, folks. You can call after the show, though, anytime you want to. Yeah, I'll turn your phone off. Because it never fails. Okay, youth. But anyway, a shout out to Joe and Britt, doing a great job. Great job. Wednesday, October 11th, the Wheeler Edition Church of God youth will be selling plate lunches once again, starting at 11 a.m. That's on a Wednesday, October 11th. $7 a plate. They'll have chicken and dressing, green beans, cranberry sauce, potato salad, and a roll, plus a drink. Now, for ordering, you can call Sister Diane Worthington at 423-304-2202. You can call Sister Elizabeth Hurd at 447-2551, or you can call the church the day of the sale at 447-2075. Great food and a great time to fellowship, eat in, carry out, or we will deliver within the city limits. All donations accepted and appreciated. Pastor John LeBron Hurd invites everyone to come and enjoy a great lunch.
Enjoy a Thanksgiving meal before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that is a Thanksgiving meal, isn't it, Papa?
That way you get two.
That's right. And we'll talk about the Boo Bash, and we'll cover this a little more, obviously, in the coming weeks. But Saturday, October 28th is the 3rd annual Boo Bash right here in downtown Pikeville. Now, they'll have their trunk or treat contest, a costume contest for kids and dogs this year.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. Movie in the pumpkin patch. Not sure where the pumpkin patch is.
No, but
Where's
I
that?
bet you know the name of the movie.
Well, it's not going to be the Patriot.
Oh, you don't think so?
I'm going to rent the Patriot for you, though. See? But that's, anyway, 3rd annual Boo Bash coming up the 28th. And the first two have done real well, Papa. They've had great crowds.
I hope I get to see the 28th.
You will.
That wouldn't be very long ago.
No. Then let me get on crazy talk on me now. You'll be here for it.
Yeah.
We should film at the Boo Bash. Allie, we can pull that off. We may film the Boo Bash that week. That would be a great thing to film an episode
You'll
there.
have to admit it'd be a first.
It would be a first. That would, and that'll be fun. And we're going to be filming coming up really soon, folks, at Coke Ovens in Dunlap. So if our Dunlap fans, be watching for us. Probably next week we'll be filming there at Coke Ovens. Looking forward to that.
Wow.
Beautiful place down there. I haven't been in a long time.
It's not too far, about 20 miles.
Yeah. We got a lot of fans from Dunlap, so we're going to come to them and film an episode there.
Ruby's not called me lately. I'm worried about
Ruby, you need to call, because Ruby, we need you to be in this episode. I've lost her number, so I need to try to find it. But she talked to Allie's dad the other day.
Really?
Yes. He had to do a job down at her house. and she bragged on us a lot. And so thank you, Ruby. She's a big fan of ours, isn't she?
She sure is.
All right, you got some.
I've got some now.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to talk about the Second Chance Pet Group Spay and Neuter line. It's available for people in the two communities, Dunlap and Pikeville. And on the other end of the line, once you pick your phone up, there is a volunteer awaiting your need to be met. And they want to meet it.
They do.
They will continue to assist our community the same way they have for 6 whole years.
6 years already.
6 years. So if you'll call 554-4442 and leave your name, your phone number, the best time of day to return your call, and what you need done, spay or neutering.
Prevent a litter. Be part of the solution and fix your critter.
You know that one.
I know that one by heart.
You know what, Billy? I wouldn't be surprised to say that has been read over the airwaves about 1,000 times or more.
You might be right.
Or more.
I know it by heart.
Okay, October Fall Festival beginning on October the 6th.
With a golf tournament.
Continuing through the 8th. It is the golf tournament on the 6th, the Fall Festival on the 7th, and the Farm to Table Luncheon on the 8th. And that'll be on Sunday, you said.
Yes, the Farm to Table, and it's the second annual Farm to Table. And they have tickets for sale. Really, go over to Bilbrey Insurance, one of our sponsors, over on Spring Street, and you can buy tickets to the Farm to Table. I think they're $15, and it will sell out. Trust me, it always does.
And the way, won't you get to eat about all you want to, maybe?
Yes, it's really cool how they do it, Papa. They just set up a huge table, several tables, and they eat right in the middle of town. Town's blocked off, and you just have this big meal. It's pretty cool how they do that.
One time at First Southern Baptist Church, we had 2 men come here from Texas. And Texas does things in a big way.
Everything's bigger in Texas, they say.
Well, let me tell you, all during the revival, every night they kept saying, be sure and be here the last night. We're going to have a banana split. Be sure and be here the last night. We're going to have a banana split. Then each night they'd say, now this banana split's not going to be an average banana split. It's going to be...
No, other one. Sorry, Papa. I'm going to tell our producer something. That one, turn it all the way down. Apologize to the radio listeners. I know. I realize now that music has been playing while we've been talking.
Well, I guess they'd rather hear the music than hear us.
So that's why somebody called, I bet. So thank you, caller.
And they said, I won't call you again.
No, we do appreciate it.
But the 2 men from Texas, they said on the last night, we're going to serve you a 30-foot long banana split.
Really?
30-foot long. And we were just dumbfounded. But what they did, they set up all the tables in the basement, in the kitchen area.
Yeah.
And they got guttering that you would put on your roof to catch the water.
Yeah.
And ran it down those tables and lined it with aluminum foil. And people stood on each side, and they did it themselves. They wouldn't anybody help them.
Yeah.
They cut up the bananas, they put the ice cream, they put the nuts, they put the syrup, they put the toppings, and then everybody stood on each side and ate banana split. And it was 30 foot long. Wow.
Where did you see this at again?
First Southern Baptist Church. I got to eat part of it.
You sorry dog. I wish I could have done that. I don't blame you.
You weren't born.
Okay.
Okay.
The Fall Festival is going to be a really big event, though.
Okay.
Radio listeners, got to get this in there. Square dancing tonight.
Tonight?
Our viewers won't be able to, when this airs,
right.
But radio listeners listening live, square dancing tonight right across the street from us at the Farmers Market, and that starts at 6:30. I need to go over there and show them how to dose it.
All right.
I do know how to square dance. It's been a while, but I do know how to square dance, and I think I'm going to make an appearance.
Wouldn't it be
I interviewed Don McBay yesterday about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Carolyn loves square dancing. Oh,
well, he's trying to bring it back. And I'm
all
for that. That's what he said. He said in the 70s it was huge in the 70s and before that.
Before that.
And he thinks that it kind of went away in the 80s. That's kind of when they stopped having a lot of them, you know, in town and stuff. And he's trying to bring it back, and I'm glad. We need something like that.
Well, you know, at one time, skating rinks were really big.
Yeah, I know. Did Pikeville ever have one?
Pikeville had one. Dunlap had one.
Dunlap, I know. Crossville. Pikeville had one, I guess, before my time.
The building that Pikeville was in is still existing. It's still up.
Oh, really? Where was it?
Okay, you know where the new municipal building is? Where the
by your house, yeah.
That big building they left?
Yeah. That
was at one time the skating rink in Pikeville.
I did not know that. What about that?
Okay, October, we'll have on the 19th, Carrie Hassler and the Nickel Roll Band. And they will be doing blues and country.
Yeah, that's good.
7 o'clock, $10. Then on the 20th of October, there will be
This is interesting, yeah.
Rook tournament. How did Vicky come out?
She did good, second place.
That's pretty good, but that's not first. Freaky Friday, we pick your partner. Well,
yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Partner.
Freaky Friday. So you won't know who in the world your partner will be, though.
But those top 3 finishers, they get a good prize.
You do get a good prize.
And it costs you $20 to play per team.
Per team.
That's $10 per person. And it starts at 6 o'clock.
And concessions are available.
There will be some concessions available.
Well, we'll get to last week's trivia.
We ready for last week's trivia? All right.
And once again, sorry to the radio listeners, but now you can hear us loud and clear.
Is that the first mistake you ever made?
First mistake I ever made today.
All right.
Today.
Question number 1. In designating our nation's capital as Washington, D.C.,
yeah,
what do the initials D.C. stand for?
District of Columbia.
District of Columbia. It is an area 69 square miles long along the Potomac River between
Maryland and Virginia.
Maryland and Virginia.
They share it.
And so the city of Washington covers the entire 69 square miles.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
So and I like Washington, D.C. I've been there.
Our forefathers did a good thing there, didn't they?
They did.
And you know,
Allie's shaking her head. She must not be impressed with D.C.
Well,
I liked it, though.
What can I say?
I did.
All right, second question. A well-respected old man was and still is credited with the saying, "If a man die, shall he live again?"
I hope my lifeline knows this one. If a man die, what? He shall live again?
Live again.
See in the Bible?
Yes, he's in the Bible.
Isaiah.
No. First, oldest book in the Bible.
But the oldest book in the Bible is Genesis, though.
No, that's the first book in the Bible.
Well, don't that make it the oldest?
Not if I say no.
You're going to give us a clue now.
Well, okay, it comes out of the oldest book in the Bible. And the oldest book in the Bible is Job.
You know, I was about to say Job, and it was strictly a guess.
Yeah, but book of Job. Job was
Dang
the
it,
man
I about guessed that.
Job said that in the 14th chapter. Okay.
Okay.
Third question. Put a name in place when you see one of the world's most famous people being dubbed the Juice. Who got that distinction?
Now he would be very infamous.
Infamous. Very good, Billy.
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson. He was called the Juice, was he not?
He was. Got away with murder and then got caught stealing some memorabilia.
had to serve time.
Yeah.
But he's out.
Oh,
what he's going to get out?
Yeah.
What man looks around and listens as he sees Harvey and Irma and Jose have their flings, and that one man says to himself, "Aha, I told you so."
What? I told you so. What's that got to do with the hurricanes?
3 hurricanes in a row, big time.
Did a weatherman warn people?
No, I'm just saying, who is it that said their climate's messing with us?
Oh, global warming and stuff?
Global warming.
Okay.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Al Gore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, after you say it, yeah.
Okay. With which continent do you associate the man Nelson Mandela?
Africa.
Very good. Okay. When the man, Sam Houston, is referred to, with which state do you think of?
When I think Sam Houston, I think of Texas.
Texas. I bet Houston's name out here, don't you?
It might be.
One of the most popular governors of a state was Frank Clement. What was the state? Frank Clement, and he was very famous. Was on television.
He was famous.
Oh yeah.
But this must have been a long time ago because not too many governors are popular anymore.
I was cutting meat at the time.
Sarah Palin, she got famous.
Well, Sarah Palin's name's not Frank Clement. I said his name
I know.
was
I
Frank
don't
Clement.
know Frank. I mean, that's before my time.
He was one of the most popular and famous governors of
Tennessee.
the state of Tennessee.
Hey, I guess.
I told you I shook hands with him.
Yes, that's right. I completely guessed at that.
Okay.
Go Billy.
Major
Good
League
job,
Baseball
buddy.
spread to another country. What was the name of the country and the city? What country did baseball spread out into? Besides continental United
Okay, you're saying that because two teams in the league are from another country. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Their cities are in another country.
Yes, it's Canada, it's the Montreal Expos, and the Toronto Blue Jays.
That wasn't hard, was it?
No, I got it.
Was was my question tricky?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. It could have said what two. There's two teams in the baseball league that are from another country. What are they, and what country is it? There you go.
That's too simplified. I don't like things that
I know you don't.
Name Notre Dame's two most famous and recognizable names that served as football coaches.
Yeah, I didn't do well with this because you said they were
old
on my time.
Oh yeah.
Because I was going to guess Lou Holtz.
Lou Holtz was popular.
Yeah.
He enjoyed some good time. But Newt Rockne was one of the first.
Was Al McGuire one?
No, he was basketball.
Basketball. That's right. That's right. And Digger
but now,
Phelps.
Ara Persegin was the second one. Very respected coaches.
When were they like in the what?
Well, no,
decade?
Newt Rockne would be before my time.
Okay.
But he is the number one remembered coach. I would
for Notre Dame. Okay. Well, they do have a very.
They've got
they're
a
a traditional
tradition.
Powerhouse. Yeah.
They don't ever align themselves with any organization. They're independent.
I know. It's weird, isn't it? They're not. They don't belong to any conference.
Georgia Tech did that for a long time. They withdrew from the Southeastern Conference, and then they were independent.
That's tough.
Okay, but
nobody does it now, though. Besides them.
Well, but when you do, you don't have to share your money that you get out of your bowl with anybody.
Yeah.
It's all yours.
Well, I'll tell you why Notre Dame's able to do it, Papa. Because for Notre Dame, and they get all their games covered on NBC, that's how they get away with it. Because it's only Notre Dame football that's independent. Their other sports belong to the ACC.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, Notre Dame football is kind of a one thing.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. By the way, speaking of Notre Dame, that's a Catholic school.
Yes. Yes.
Do you know what CHI Memorial Hospital, what the CHI stands for?
Do you know, Allie?
CHI Memorial. That's where Eddie Albert is.
Okay.
See, for a long time I tried to pronounce that as a word, chai or something, you know. And some people think it's Chattanooga Heart Institute, but it's not. What that stands for, I'm serious. Catholic Health Initiative. They're proud. They're proud of what they have presented to the city of Chattanooga, to the Tennessee area. They're proud of their hospital.
Yeah.
And justly so. Justly so.
Yeah.
Which NFL team plays in a city a mile high?
Denver Broncos. The Mile High City.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that's it for last week's.
That's it for last week.
Okay, come up after the break. It'll be this week's trivia and some sports for you right here on the Albert and Billy Show.
Right.
All right, welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show. on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 Valley TV. And always remember, you can watch us on YouTube. Watch every episode on YouTube. You can go to my Facebook page and watch it as well. Just go to Billy Bridges Facebook, and you'll see each week a new episode that you can watch of the Albert and Billy Show. And we'll thank our sponsors, Citizens Tri-County Bank, Bilbrey Insurance, Scotty's, It's Lola's. She's back open just right down the sidewalk street here. And you need to try our fruit tea. And Lola, I know you're listening. I'll be back down there on a break and get some more fruit tea.
Ask for hand delivery.
Yeah, she probably would. She would. Posh, Erica Campbell. She's going to do a new commercial next week. She is at a new location where the old State Farm Insurance building is, right here in downtown Pikeville. Marvin Smith, the road supervisor. Farm Bureau, go see Matt Massengale for all your home, auto, and life insurance needs. Go to Subway on the bypass. Go to Little Mountain Video on Highway 30. As I always say, they got the best pizza around, folks. Gotta check it out. You can get a little bit of everything out there. Literally, they have a little bit of everything, don't they? And of course, the courthouse. I want to thank Emma Boynton and Zach Ollendorf and Carolyn Terry. And also Judy Yates at the Loom. Can't forget about her, our neighbor. Thank you, Judy, for all that you do at the Loom. And go see her. She's right next door to us here at WUAT. Thanks to all of our sponsors. And now it's time for this week's trivia, and I dread it because I can tell the way you're acting. It's going to be really hard today.
I'm ready. Okay, question number one.
Now, Allie, you better pay attention.
When Francis Scott Key wrote the poem Defense of Fort McHenry,
Oh, Lord.
it was later changed to the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, okay.
What war were we fighting?
The Civil? No. North and South? No, that's the Civil. There's my first mistake.
That can also be called the war between the states.
What is it, Allie?
Is it the
Revolutionary War?
Question two.
Was it one of the world wars?
No, it wasn't.
Well, dang, we're running out of wars then.
No, you haven't. In that war, this might help you. Who was the enemy, and where did the fighting take place in our national, in our nation's history? Where did it? In that war, the war that he wrote that.
Okay.
Sorry, who was the enemy?
I don't know.
And where did the fighting take place when he wrote that?
Were we fighting a European country, or were they on our side?
Well, at that time they were enemies.
Oh.
It wasn't the Revolution.
Did we fight Britain one time?
That's the Revolutionary War.
Revolutionary War, or the War of 1812, or 18 something?
Did you mention the War of 1812?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, ain't that one?
That's the one.
Okay. Is that okay?
That's the one.
Well, good. I'm confusing myself here. I thought maybe that was the Revolutionary, but it's not. Okay.
All right.
There's a lot of wars.
Yeah. Okay. Third question. Why are the Steelers?
Pittsburgh Steelers. Why are they the Steelers? Oh, isn't Pittsburgh like known for steel or something?
Have to be. Why would you be called the Steelers?
But
Wouldn't be because you like to use steel balls. Steel balls for your marbles.
But I don't know really.
That'd have to be it. And you know what? Do you know what the city south of us, about 60 miles down from us,
South Pittsburgh.
Why is it called South Pittsburgh? It's named after Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Listen, Billy, just listen.
I don't know. Your
Next
favorite
question.
word.
Next question. Patricia's noticed that. Can you give me the name of the most remembered New York Jets quarterback?
Is it Joe Namath?
Joe Namath. Okay.
Okay.
To me, he was, because I got to see him play. Did you ever get to see him play?
No.
That's before your time.
He's
Okay.
just famous.
All right. Yeah. Now, next question. What was his nickname?
What's his nickname? I don't know. I'll have to get back with you on that one.
Next question. Blank is known as the mother of invention. One word goes in there. The mother of invention.
Gosh, you are making them very tough.
Why do you think most inventions are invented? Had you ever thought of that?
Man is a
Okay, but why?
well. Man wouldn't be the mother; it'd be the father.
No, but why? You got to think. You got to think.
Okay.
Next question.
Gosh.
Finish this. Rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief. Blank, 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 blank. Rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief.
Blank, 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 blank.
Okay.
I don't know that one.
Okay, evidently
Can
not.
you tell?
Very obvious. But let me tell you now, it's blank, 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 blank. 4 blanks.
Blank, blank.
Next question. And listen, you can't tell me you've not heard of this. In the spring, a young man's fancy.
A young man's fancy.
You finish it for me. In the spring, a young man's fancy.
In the summer, he's not. I don't know.
You've not ever heard it.
No. When was it?
Well, I don't know when it was created, who made it, but
A long time ago.
I've heard it for all my life. In the spring, think about the spring, what happens in the spring. Anyway, in the spring,
Everything
a
comes
young
to
man's
life.
fancy, I'll give you another word.
Comes to life.
In the spring, a young man's fancy, lightly, lightly, blank, 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 blank. You don't know.
No.
But I'll guarantee you there's people out here listening and watching that has heard that in their lifetime and they know exactly what I mean. You just don't.
No. Oh,
Now see if you know this one. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but
Words will never hurt.
Words will never hurt me.
words will
Yeah.
never hurt me. Now see, that's about the same time frame.
Oh, that one's tough, though.
How come you heard that one and didn't hear the other one?
Well, the other one is
And let me tell
very
you something.
hard,
Let
I
me tell you,
think.
in the spring,
Yeah, I knew that one, Allie. In the spring, go ahead.
but
I'm listening.
in the spring, that is not true. What the saying that they created, it is not true. Because what the young man thinks of in the spring, he thinks of all the time. Here we go. Next question.
Women?
That has part of it.
I can't wait till you answer these because, good
Okay, last
Lord,
question, last
these are
question.
hard.
What two men were always used in dancing roles in the great movies of yesteryear? Only two men were used when there was a lot of musicals were put on in the movies, particularly when Technicolor came on the scene. And there were two men that were primarily used in dancing roles.
You are going to have to give a better clue than that because you know I don't know it. Because it's way before
You
my
don't,
time.
you don't think any of those movies have been shown on television?
I'm sure they have. Were they black and white?
Probably, yeah. And then later they became Technicolor. The first term for color movies was Technicolor.
Oh, really?
Technicolor.
Who's some actors way back when, Allie?
Are we ready for
Fred
sports?
Astaire, is that one of them?
Fred Astaire was one of them, yeah.
Really?
He's number one.
Heck yeah.
He was the number one man in any movie that was shown that had dancing in it. And he was not a good-looking man by any means.
I just knew that every time you hear his name, it's to do with dancing.
And always in those musicals like that, there would be a love story.
Okay.
Always.
I can't believe I guessed that one, but I can't.
I'll tell you,
think
the
of
other
one.
man was famous for the song "Singing in the Rain." That was the name of the movie, and it was a.
And I have
That was
heard
the
of
thing.
that.
Just singing in the rain.
Yeah.
And then that man was the dancer in that one. Okay, let's go on. Sports.
Dang it.
Sports of all sorts. Ready?
I guess.
Can we do it?
I wanted to get that other one right, but I can't think of it.
The sports world is upset today. It is in upheaval. We need to give a
Upheaval.
upheaval. You know what that means? Things are not normal. Things are not normal. The doctors all need to give them 2 aspirin and say, call me back in the morning. the former, you remember Schulman that was basketball coach at UTC?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do. John
Schulman. Here's what he said. John Schulman.
Okay.
He was talking to the Chattanooga Times sports columnists on
Today.
Wednesday.
On
Wednesday. And he's talking about the big rotten egg that has been laid on the doorstep of college basketball. And maybe the NBA too. I don't believe it's just going to be college. You do know Rick Pitino's been fired, don't you?
You know, I heard something was going on with Rick Pitino, but I didn't know he got fired.
Well,
okay,
no.
that's huge news, obviously. This is
Rick
probably
Pitino,
a Hall of Fame coach that coached Kentucky, coached Louisville.
Is
coaching Louisville, even coached the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, for a while.
What has he done?
Okay, now what has he not done?
Oh, wow, you got to tell me this. I don't know.
This is the rotten egg I'm talking about.
We got plenty of time, so take your time.
Well, now listen. Schulman says...
Well, now listen to Here he goes again, Patricia.
that all this is over one high school player named Brian Bowen, B-O-W-N.
Okay.
He was highly sought after by all the schools, but Louisville was not mentioned in his plan.
Now, is this a current high school player?
Yes.
Okay.
But this week, the newspapers broke the story that his parents have allegedly accepted some money in the sum of $100,000
Wow. That's a
for
lot
that
of money.
boy's name to be put on the dotted line that he would play
For Louisville?
at Louisville.
Rick Pitino knows better than that. He really
Well,
does. I'm shocked.
Well, maybe Rick Pitino didn't do it, I don't know.
Oh, they've not proved it yet.
All this is alleged, and by the way,
Then why was he fired, dude?
okay, I'm going to clarify.
Okay.
One place you read, it says he's fired. Effectively,
Okay.
they'll say effectively he's fired. But officially he's on unpaid leave. But
Okay.
you read another place in the sports page, effectively he's fired. And it showed him on the front page this morning, a picture of him looking very dejected.
I would say so.
Okay.
Well, I guess they pretty much think that he is guilty, or they would not have done that.
Would you not agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Schulman said, as sad and rotten as this is, the only surprise to me is that a story like this hasn't surfaced sooner. Because he knows it's been going on. Now, bear in mind, if these are alleged to have happened, if it's proven true, Louisville and Mr. Pitino have already had to answer for prostitutes. They've been called on the carpet and accused of furnishing prostitutes for recruits and strippers.
This is part of the new stuff
No.
coming out? Oh.
This was in the past, and he survived it.
How do you survive that?
Louisville probably swept it under the rug,
Must have.
but the investigators didn't stop.
Okay.
And so when this one turned up, things are looking a little different for Mr. Pitino. In the meantime,
That's terrible.
4 well-known college assistant coaches have been charged with crimes ranging from wire fraud to corruption, along with 6 more lesser-known associates. Auburn's associate head coach, Chuck Pearson,
Yeah.
he has been charged with accepting $91,500 to steer the recruits that come to Louisville into the hands of a couple of agents over here that will put them where they need to be.
Recruits come to Auburn for that one, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of these other coaches were from Southern California. It's not just one school. And I would say that a lot of this can be traced and laid down at the doorstep of your shoe companies. Adidas and Louisville signed a 10-year, $160 million contract. What does that tell you?
I didn't know that.
What does that tell you?
Yeah, there's something going on.
$160 million. And listen, Mr. Pearson took $18,000 of this money that he was given and put it in the hands of the mother and the daddy of that boy.
And
So
they
that
ratted him
shows you
out.
how greedy parents are to cash in on the
Yeah, that's true.
talents of their son.
Well, why did they rat him out then? They just lost all that money. Or maybe they done got the money and that's why they ratted him out.
Well, yeah. Okay, here's the names.
Name some of those schools too.
Chuck Pearson's one.
Auburn.
Southern Cal's Tony Bland.
Okay.
Oklahoma State's Evans.
Yeah.
Arizona's
Arizona too.
Book Richardson. They've all been suspended and arrested.
Whoa.
Not alleged. They've been arrested.
Rick Pitino too?
No. I said those.
Oh.
Now, Rick Pitino effectively has been fired. But you read somebody else and they say, Pitino is gone. So I don't know.
I just wonder how he got
But
out of
I'd
getting
say this,
arrested.
I don't believe he'll get out of it. Because
Don't sound
what they're
like
going
it.
to do, they're going to add prostitutes, strippers, and then corruption and money. Well, how can that man still keep a job?
I don't know. He's having a good old time up in Louisville, isn't he?
The Department of Justice said these coaches face a maximum of 80 years in prison if convicted.
Whoa.
Now, if you're convicted, you take on a new persona. You are not Chuck Pearson. You are a convict.
A felon, because that's
You
if
are
you get
a
80 years in
convict.
prison, then it's definitely a felony. 80 years is way too extreme. People don't even get that for killing people.
I'm sure they won't. But
Yeah.
I'm saying that's what the district attorney wants to point. What he's doing, he's letting all
he's
these
scared
other
them.
schools. And listen, the investigation is not over.
I hope Tennessee's
Because,
not involved.
Well, where did Tennessee's former coach?
Bruce Pearl. Auburn.
Where is he now?
Dang, he's doing it again. Bruce,
He's
what's
at
wrong with you?
He's at Auburn. But that doesn't mean that he had anything to do with what his associate head coach did.
Whatever.
His name's not been mentioned.
I was born at night, but it wasn't last night, Papa. Come on now.
Well, I'm not kidding. His name is not mentioned.
Yet. Well, he may get away with it. He about got away with it. UT.
If he couldn't get people to lie for it.
I know it.
What this boils down to is these coaches took cash money
This
in
is crazy.
exchange for trying to get those players whenever they were ready to go into the pros.
Yeah.
Let the agent handle their business because we're talking about millions of dollars in those contracts, and the agent gets their fee.
It's a shame that recruiting has come to that, and I'm sure it's been going on for years and years, but that is just insane. That's crazy.
But what bothers me is the parents not only
They're in on it too.
they're taking some of the money too.
I know.
I have heard in the past, I've never said this to anybody, but I've heard in the past where some schools wanting a good ball player to come to their school would build a house for the parents, maybe, you know?
Oh, yeah. Give them jobs.
Job, honey, that you don't even scratch the surface. Those jobs are not even there, but yet they get paid for them.
I know.
Fake jobs.
That's crazy.
The most
They'll do anything to
prominent
win.
name bandied about with the shoe companies was Adidas. That was the most famous of all the brand names.
Boy, they're going to be in some trouble too.
But they also point out that Nike is under investigation and Under Armour is also involved as possible targets. Possible targets. And Mark Wiedmer is the one I read after, and he is the he's the head honcho, I think, over there in the sports department.
Yeah.
He insinuates, I'll put it that way.
Right.
And I believe he's a smart cookie. I believe he knows what goes on behind the scenes. You have to read between the lines sometimes, but sometimes he gets his message across.
That's
the
true.
resulting carnage, he calls it a carnage. That means that you're going to be a bunch of rotten eggs.
Yeah.
When this all winds up, he capitalizes could, deliver an unofficial death penalty to the sport as it is known today. That's how bad this situation is. The sport that we know now as watching the Tennessee Vols play, the Lady Vols play, because of all this specter that's hanging over college football now.
College basketball.
College basketball. Think what can happen if they're going to keep on investigating, and you know if they investigate to turn up Rick Pitino from out from under the covers, they're going to get more.
Definitely. These programs could very well get the death penalty.
Some of
just
them.
look at SMU.
Hey, listen,
SMU still hasn't recovered from that.
What about Baylor?
Is Baylor getting it?
Well, they're being investigated.
They're being investigated very seriously.
What did Bruce Pearl have to pay for his misdemeanors?
I can't remember.
3-year penalty. He could not coach for 3 years.
That's right.
That was a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
That was a slap on the wrist.
I mean, he was a great coach, don't get me wrong, but there's something fishy about him being at Auburn, an assistant coach.
And he said, "I'm back."
Yeah,
okay, here's what this FBI's assistant director warned today.
Okay.
Today's arrest should serve as a warning to others choosing to conduct business this way. Now, you know what's going on. Our investigation is ongoing. Other interviews are being made even now. They're interviewing other coaches right now.
As we speak, yeah.
So
that is crazy.
That was the biggest news that I've uncovered in sports in a long time. But now, just also this week, those guys from Florida, they caught those football players from Florida using other people's credit cards.
Oh, yeah.
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
I didn't know how much yet.
Well, some of them, $20,000. That's stupid.
Very stupid. Did they think they weren't going to get caught for that
I mean,
or
it'd
something?
be all right to go and buy a shirt or a pair of pants, you know.
Oh, yeah. $20,000, they're going to track it down.
That's the trouble with this technology we've got now.
Yeah.
They can trace you.
They can trace
but
you.
Money always leaves a trail. Paper money, it leaves a trail.
That's true. No, they're on Florida's football team.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Football. So. But I'm just talking about. Now, here's some more fuel for the fire.
Well, let's hear it.
This contract that Adidas and Louisville signed, that $160 million, why would you give a school $160 million just to be able to furnish their equipment? There's something going on.
Absolutely. There's something in it for them. Absolutely.
Some kids were offered as much as $150,000
to come to Louisville.
This boy, no, not in all this
schools,
investigation.
Yeah.
That when it came to Louisville, was going to Louisville, Bobby, his was $100,000.
Gosh.
Miami and Southern Cal are cooperating, and I would say that every school better follow suit.
Yeah.
Because if you don't cooperate, and and you know they're investigating you, then not only was Pitino gone, but his athletic director was gone too.
Really?
Yeah, his athletic director. So it's not. It's
Wow.
like a snowball. It keeps on. If you start it down the hill, it's going to get bigger and bigger.
Wow, that's insane. I wasn't expecting that.
So officially, he is on unpaid leave as of this morning. But you read on this in the same paper, you read that he has effectively been fired.
Oh yeah, they don't believe him. So
Tom Jurek was his
it's just going to get worse.
athletic director. Now, let me give you some good news about basketball. That's bad.
That's bad. That's bad.
Dwayne Wade is back with.
We got 5 minutes. Okay.
Dwayne Wade is back with LeBron.
Aw.
Signed a 1-year contract.
With Cleveland,
Yeah.
I don't want to see them back together.
Okay.
Boo.
Okay, tomorrow.
They won enough championships.
Tomorrow, Tennessee plays who?
Georgia, they'll get slaughtered.
2:30 in the afternoon.
I hope I'm wrong, but after watching them lose to Florida and barely getting past the mighty UMass, I don't have much confidence in them right
Boy,
now.
let me tell you, this week, every day in the paper, Bruce Pearl was mad at the sports media and mad
You
at
mean
the world.
Bruce Pearl or
Bruce Pearl.
Butch Jones? Well, he's talked about Bruce Pearl.
But tonight, Bledsoe plays Tyner.
Oh, that could be
My
tough.
Dodgers
too.
are in the playoffs. Cubs are in the playoffs. Cubs are in the playoffs.
All right.
And last night, Mr. Stanton, that was in the home run derby, hit home run number 59 for the year. There's only 3 games left in the season, by the way. Only 3 games.
At least the Major League Baseball hadn't started that crap of not doing the national anthem.
No.
What are they? I know they're trying to make a statement, and they say they're not meaning to be disrespectful. I think they truly think they're not being.
They may be.
But
listen,
what are they?
Trump's got into it though.
Oh, I know, it's funny what he said, but they're not making a point. All it's doing is giving them backlash. They're kind of cutting their own throat, so to speak. It's
But
stupid.
it's got out of hand.
Yeah, it's got out of hand. I don't
Some
understand
teams
it.
chose to stay in the dressing room and not even come out until after it was completed.
Yeah, some of them are doing the national anthem in their dressing room.
Or
But why would you? If you're going to do it in your dressing room, then just come out and do it there.
I'm going to do a feature.
I don't understand it.
I'm going to do a feature in the next two or 3 weeks on the flag.
I mean, it's going to get. I love sports. It's going to get where you can't root for nobody because they're all doing it. All of them.
Well,
But it's. I know they're passionate about it. It's about injustice, things like that, racial issues. But that's not the way to go about it, though.
They're just doing. Well, they're doing.
I think some of them are doing it for attention, to be honest with you. And I think.
I think it all goes
there's
back to
better ways.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yes, he's the one that started it.
Okay, but anyway,
But
this
it's ridiculous, don't you think?
Yeah, I know it's ridiculous. But what we're saying here won't change it. But
Well, they're not going to change it either.
Stanton got number 59 last night. The company he has joined, Sammy Sosa, Babe Ruth, Mark McGuire, Roger Maris, Barry Bonds. Only 5 other men in history have hit 59 home runs.
Oh, okay.
So Stanton made his home run number 50 last night. 59.
And who does he play for?
Miami.
Miami, okay.
I think that's right.
No, I just had to say, the Tennessee Titans are one of the teams that have done it. But, I mean, nobody will have a favorite team left, though, if they get mad at it, because I'm telling you, all the teams are doing it. But they're not getting nowhere. They're not going to change anything. And all they're going to do is lose money.
Well, if the president of the United States can't make them quit, who can?
Yeah, and he don't care. If they think they're hurting him, they're sadly mistaken.
He said to the owners?
He could care less.
He said to those owners, fire them.
Oh, yeah.
And he would.
He would. And if they think they're really hurting him, then they are delusional. He don't care. They're not hurting him one bit. That's what I'm saying. There's better ways to go about it. They're making themselves look bad, trying to prove a point, but they're showing disrespect too. So nobody's going to take them serious.
Surely they are.
Yeah, nobody's going to take it serious, and there's better ways to do it.
Like I say, I'm going to do a feature on the flag.
Well, the guy that started that is the one that.
And I told you,
needs to
he's
be
not
getting
been hired
trouble.
yet.
No, he don't need to be, because he's the one that started all this bull crap.
All right, we're getting ready for
All right,
Alberology.
off from politics, but I'll say another point though. People watch sports to watch sports. They watch it to get away from problems in the world, from politics. We don't want to see athletes give their opinion. We don't care what your opinion is. So stop.
Play
It's
the
stupid.
game.
Just play the game.
Play the game.
And shut up about it.
Let's go.
All right. After the break, it'll be Albertology. All right, welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 Valley TV. It's time for Albertology, Papa.
Here we go. Have you ever heard of a man by the name of Johnny Cash?
Absolutely, the man in black.
Man in Black. Anyone looking for the late Johnny Cash, you will find him in the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
You will find him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You will find him in the Gospel Music Hall of Fame. You will find him in the Folk Music Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And many other American honor rolls for musicians. But when asked to describe his musical values, Johnny said he preached gospel. But he said, I love songs about horses, railroads, land, Judgment Day, family, hard times, whiskey, courtship, marriage, adultery, separation, murder, war, prison, rambling, damnation, home, salvation, death, pride,
A lot.
humor, piety, rebellion, patriotism, larceny, determination, tragedy, rowdiness, heartbreak, and love, and mother and God.
Okay.
Now that's a
fair.
mouthful.
That was a lot, yeah. They didn't leave nothing out.
That's the kind of tear-jerking subjects that country music stars use in their songs they sing. They're singing songs that have been written by people, not them necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
But now, according to the author Malcolm Gladwell, in a recent book that he wrote, The King of Tears, he says that emotional worldview may be one reason people in different regions and social classes have trouble understanding one another. He says there is a bright line that divides American society. He's not talking about the color line. He's not talking about the ideological line. He's talking about the sad song line. We're talking country music here versus rock and roll, let's say. All right. Rock and roll. Here's the worldview. Listen to this now. This is according to Rolling Stone magazine.
Big magazine.
Top 50 rock songs we'll mainly hear songs about wanting to have sex, songs about having sex, songs about getting high, presumably after having sex. In all of their 50 songs, nobody dies after a long illness. No marriage dissolves. Nobody's killed on a battlefield. No mother grieves for a son. Give you
Big
for
difference.
Give you for instance, in 2013, George Jones at his memorial service, Vince Gill sang his song, that signature song, "Go Rest High on That Mountain."
Good, great song.
And
great
in
song.
going through the song at that service, Vince Gill cried as he sang the song in George Jones' memory.
Yeah, he did.
He sobbed.
I remember that.
Okay. That song, Go Rest High on the Mountain, was inspired by his brother's death. And I told you a long time ago, back when you first invited me to be here, I guess, I said, I believe every country song is written to tell a story.
I believe that too.
And I believe most of the stories, they want it to be a tearjerker.
Yeah.
They want you to remember it.
Yeah, they do.
And they're trying to get that Now in Gil's song, Go Rest High on the Mountain, he talks about heaven.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about angels.
Yep.
And it winds up by saying, go rest high on that mountain.
Yeah. He turned it off, so he thought.
Well, I had to, Paula. And he talks about the Father and the Son. Anyway, working class people are the ones that cry listening to these songs in the jukeboxes that are played on Saturday night. And you play these songs on this radio station because you know that's what people want to hear.
That's right.
The type of songs that are played, a lot of them have spiritual values. A lot of them are gospel.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm glad that we've had people I've had people come to me wanting me to convert this into a gospel music station.
Oh, yeah.
But the Johnny Cash profile, I guess you'd have to say he's just a typical country singer. The subject matter that he chose to use, and he did a good job, I think.
It was a broad spectrum, wasn't it? A lot of different things.
He was I told you that he went to a music teacher. His mother sent him to a music teacher.
Oh, yeah.
And after the second session, the music teacher sent a note home to the mother and said, I don't think you need to send him back anymore. Said, I can't do anything with him. But he turned out pretty well.
I bet that music teacher felt pretty stupid after that when he made it big in Nashville.
Yeah, it made pretty big. Have you ever eaten a Crystal hamburger?
Yep, I sure have.
The Crystal hamburger was originated in Chattanooga in 1932.
Did not know that.
I bet you didn't.
Wow.
I told you to listen to me, baby.
I don't know.
In 1932,
Repeatedly.
they're probably only about a nickel in 1932.
Well, you're probably right.
I think I bought them for a dime.
Really?
I really do. I think I bought them for a dime. I remember one time we bought some, and Eddie was little, and he wanted two, so we bought him two, but he only ate one. And I said, son, why don't you? And got in the car. I said, son, why didn't you eat the other? And he said, I wanted to save one for when I got home. But anyway, Crystal is one of the nation's oldest chains, fast food restaurants. Oldest one.
It started in 1932, you said?
32. Well, now what they're doing, they're staying open all night at some of their locations.
Good.
Yeah. But now Mikey Joe, I think he's the one that I originally heard call the little burgers gut
Mikey
bombs.
Joe Smith.
But
that sounds like it.
The Crystal Burger is the one that got that designation, the gut bombs. Really?
I've definitely heard them referred to as that.
Well, they're not the only one, but they're trying to meet the demands of society because people work all hours.
Yeah, it's actually a very smart idea. It really is.
But here's the thing: it's just drive-through that are open all night. You don't just they don't keep it open all night long for you to come in and just sit down in it.
Well, that's smart too.
Yeah, there's 12 of them in the Chattanooga area.
Wow.
85 years
right,
old.
though.
Can you believe?
And it's not going nowhere anytime soon either.
No, and they're in. I think they're in 13 states altogether.
I'm surprised it's not more than that, Papa. So maybe they're more of a southern chain. Okay.
Sports business is hurting. Your big shoe companies. I think the reason they're hurting is how much money they're giving schools.
No kidding. After that story earlier, no wonder.
Nike has started trying to sell direct online.
Really?
Well, that's cutting the throat of the businesses they make contracts with to have retail stores.
They don't need to do that.
But the first one that's mentioned is Dick's Sporting Goods having trouble. See, these businesses are on the stock market. And if they're not doing well and not turning profit, then their stock goes down in value.
Yeah. And that's not good for them.
That's not good. Hibbett's having trouble. Hibbett
Really?
Sports. Let's see, Nike.
That one surprises me.
Under Armour.
That one surprises me too.
Under Armour, Nike. Well, anyway, I think Under Armour's got the worst report of all of them. But Toys R Us that's not
Really?
sports. But Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy.
No way.
Gap and Banana Republic's having a lot of problems. They're closing stores. So
That's very surprising, Papa.
I think some of the problem is the price structure of their goods they have to sell.
Yeah.
I would like to go buy a pair of tennis shoes for $5, but you won't
everything's
get
too expensive.
you won't get Nike for
Everything.
$5. What would you pay for Nikes? $100 or
Yeah.
more?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all too expensive.
Before
though.
we start on the stories, this does not surprise me one bit. I cut this out of the paper. People that live in the United States, our household debt, you and me and everybody in Pikeville and in the United States, we owe $12.84 trillion on credit. Can you imagine the interest
Not
on that many
surprised.
$1 trillion?
No.
That's pretty close to the national debt. I think it's just about 17 or 18 trillion.
That's
But
true.
then we're talking about your home, your cars, and your mortgage. Well, no, your credit card, mortgage, school, going to college and things like that. All of that's included in your household debt.
Yeah.
And mortgage is the big one. But people, you know what I built my house for?
It would have been a lot cheaper than it is now, and you have said it on here, but I can't remember.
$11,900.
Gosh.
People don't build $11,900 home anymore.
No, you can't afford it.
What
That would just get you a shack now.
Well, the little house, the tiny house, that's what's going now.
Yeah.
But would you say that some of the homes that are being built are $250,000 homes?
Yeah, definitely. It's just everything's too expensive, Papa.
But
That's the
68%
problem.
of the debt has to do with the home you live in. The home consumes 68% of the debt that we owe as a nation. So how much do you owe, Billy?
Wow,
I'm
to
just
say on here.
Okay. I'm going to take time for one more. Charlie, you know Charlie Sheen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy. Good actor, but he's crazy.
He's crazy.
Yes.
Well, he's 52 years old,
Okay.
and he's coming back. Well, this month he had a new movie opened up, 9/11, opened September the 8th, and it had to do
The 9/11?
with 9/11.
Oh.
Some people trapped on an elevator, and that's what the movie's about.
Well, that'd be a good movie.
Well, it really will be good, I'm sure, because it's already open. But anyway, here's 5 things about Charlie Sheen.
Oh, God.
It makes sense. As a teen, he made home movies with Rob Lowe
Yeah, they're good
and
friends.
Sean and Chris Penn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And in high school, he was a shortstop on the baseball team and was offered a scholarship to play at the University of Kansas. He was that good.
Well, he was a good player then.
Number 3, before he got fired from 2.5 Men, that was back in 11.
They couldn't put up with him no more.
He was the highest paid actor in
television.
prime time series on television, and he got fired.
Wow.
So he was crazy.
Yeah, he was crazy. They gave him a lot of chances, too.
Okay, but he just didn't count out.
No.
Number 4, he's a big Cincinnati Reds fan.
I didn't know that.
He has the baseball team's logo painted on his arm. And he has a scar on his chin, and it's from the detonation of a prop explosive during the movie No Man's Land.
He's done some crazy stuff.
Okay.
Crazy stuff.
Dynasty is coming back October the 11th.
Really?
Dynasty.
It's a 80s nighttime soap opera, basically.
It's going to be back on at 8 o'clock at night our time. Starts October the 11th. And Star Trek. Well, we never get away from Star Trek.
Nope.
It's
That's
going to
making
be
a comeback.
It's going to be a new ship. It's going to be new missions and a new perspective. Came on at 7:30 on the 24th of this month.
One of the lead actors is a woman off The Walking Dead. She left The Walking Dead to be on this show, so her character got killed.
Oh,
The last episode of The Walking Dead, or the season finale, she got killed on there. But that's why she left the show to be on Star Trek.
Well, Star Trek, I'd say it'd be good for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you like Star Trek, I've never got into it much. But
I'm gonna give just a little bit of my lady from Dunlap.
Linda Kilgore. Okay.
She
got a bunch of them.
Look, I got more today. She says, patience unlocks the door to achievement. She says, life is like a box of chocolates.
That's Forrest
You
Gump.
never know what you'll get.
I heard that on Forrest Gump, I believe.
Really?
I think.
I believe I've...
He always said life is a box of chocolates on that movie.
I believe that's one movie I've been able to watch twice.
Yeah, it's a good movie, a real good movie.
As a rose fills a room with its fragrance, so will God's love fill our lives.
I like that one.
To love is to receive a glimpse of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Love is the seed of all hope. We can do no great things, only small things with great love.
Okay.
Since love grows within you, so beauty grows. For love is the beauty of the soul.
That's true.
That's good, Miss
That's
Linda.
true.
Okay.
Thank you, Linda.
You want me to give you one or two of mine?
Yeah, we'll need to hear some jokes, don't we, Allie?
One or two?
Yeah, you can do a few.
All right.
You can do 3 or 4, really.
We got time.
Yeah, we got 5 minutes, so yeah.
All right. One night, this young girl, she was about 16, she brought her boyfriend home to meet her parents. They'd been wanting to meet him. She'd go out on a date with him and never did bring him in the house. So finally, arrangements are made, and she brings him in the house for them to meet him. As he comes in the door, they eye him very closely. And they're very traditional parents.
Right.
And they see the leather jacket, they see the motorcycle boots, they see all the tattoos all over his body, they see the body piercings sticking out very
They're not
gaudily.
impressed, I'm going to go on a limb
So
and
they
say.
grab their daughter over to one corner and say, honey, we think maybe something's wrong here.
Yeah.
Don't you think that something is amiss? What are you going to say about all this? Well, Mom, what's wrong with it? Well,
Everything?
everything. He just doesn't seem to be very nice.
Right.
She said, Mom, he's got to be nice. How in the world can you explain him doing 500 hours of community service?
Yeah, he's real friendly.
He's a nice man, buddy. I like that one.
Well, that girl's a dummy, ain't she?
David received a parrot for his birthday.
A parrot.
A parrot.
Uh-oh.
And the parrot was fully grown, but it had a bad attitude and had a worse vocabulary. Someone had really trained it. Every word, almost every word that came out of the bird's mouth was a curse word. And some of them were terrible curse words.
I bet.
And his attitude was so bad that David didn't know what to do, so he finally started trying to correct him. He would say polite words back to the bird to try to change him. He'd play soft music in the background to try to soothe him, you know. Then that wouldn't work, so once he just grabbed him and shook him. Well, that made him madder, made him ruder with the words he chose to use.
Right.
So finally, he just grabs the bird, throws him in the freezer, shuts the door. And when he did, he could hear the bird squawking and kicking and screaming going on. And then it got very quiet.
Uh-oh.
just as quiet as it could be. And he thought, oh, maybe I've done something to him.
Maybe you killed it?
So he opened up the door. And when he opened the door, the bird just hopped right out on his arm. He said, I want to apologize to you, David. I'm sorry for all the rudeness I have shown you. And I am sorry about the language I've used in your presence. And I promise I will never use language like that again. And I'll be nicer to you.
A bird said all that.
Yeah, and David is wanting to ask the bird what's changed his mind. What's changed his attitude? Because he couldn't do it.
It's because he was about froze to death, I guess.
And then the bird says, the parrot says to him, do you care to tell me what happened to that chicken? What did he say?
So the chicken's been saying it, huh?
The chicken was in the freezer, cut up and dead.
He thought he was going to be next, didn't he?
He didn't want the same thing to happen to him.
No wonder it changed him. 2 more.
All right. Bubba walks into a doctor's office, and the receptionist asks him what he has, and he says shingles.
Oh, that's painful.
So she writes down his name and address and health insurance information and tells him to have a seat.
Right.
15 minutes later, a nurse aide comes out and asks Bubba what he has. Bubba says shingles. So she writes down his height and his weight and a complete medical history and tells Bubba to wait in the examining room. So a half hour later, a nurse comes in and asks Bubba what he has. He says shingles. So the nurse gives Bubba a blood test, a blood pressure test, electrocardiogram, and tells Bubba to take off all his clothes and wait for the doctor. So an hour later,
dang, an hour.
The doctor comes in and finds Bubba sitting patiently in the buff. And the doctor says, ask him what he has. And Bubba says, shingles. And the doctor takes a glance over his whole body and he says, where? He says, they're outside on the truck. Where do you want them?
Shoot. He had to sit there naked for an hour. He didn't even have shingles.
Did you like that?
That's pretty good. That one is. One more.
All right. This woman is in the backyard hanging her laundry out on the clothesline one afternoon, and an old tired dog wanders into the yard. She can tell from the collar and that the dog was well fed because the belly was good and healthy, that he had a home. But when she went in the house, the dog followed her.
Right.
And it just went down the hallway and plunked right down and went to sleep. Slept for 2 hours. An hour later or so, maybe she lets him out the door. He wants to go home. So he does. But the next day he comes back. And he resumes his position in the hallway and sleeps for about 2 hours. And this goes on for several weeks. And finally the woman puts a note on his collar and says, I don't know if you know where your dog is every evening, but the dog is spending time at my house taking a nap in my hallway. I just wanted you to know about it. Well, the next day, the dog arrives back, and there is a note on the collar again.
Yeah.
And so she opens the note, and she reads the note, and the note says, we have 10 children. Our dog is just wanting some rest.
Yeah. He was taking a break, wasn't he?
Taking a break.
Smart dog. I liked all of those were good. The shingles one was funny, and so was the parrot one.
Yeah.
In the freezer, saw the chicken cut up, so he thought he better shut his mouth, hadn't he?
He changed his ways.
Sure did. I don't blame him.
In a hurry.
Well, thanks for listening to us on WUAT Radio. Thanks for watching on Channel 18 Valley TV.
Had a good time.
And we'll be back next week right here for the Albert and Billy Show. So be sure to tune in.
Thank you, folks.